Valanciunas.
I think he's got it, folks.
Valanciunas.
Name go.
Oh, jeez.
Fantasy basketball. This is the centers. Got any questions, post in the forums. All our tiers and rankings. And our top 150 cheat sheet. Check it out. Tier 1.
All right, tier 1. We're not Valanciunas. We're going to start with Bynum. He's our number 1 overall guy. We actually put him over Howard. It's for the simple reason he's going to be asked to do pretty much everything for the 76ers, and we like his talent. He's got a great back to the basket game. We think he's primed for a monster year. Also want to talk about DeMarcus Cousins, because out of all of these guys in this tier that are, well, I guess it's all top tier, but I think Cousins could end the year as the number 1 overall center. This kid has all the talent in the world, just a little bit of a head case.
Just a little bit. Tier 2, Brent would probably punch me if I didn't talk about GORTAT.
Yeah, GORTAT!
I'll say I wasn't completely a believer when he was getting his chance, but now I am. Great year for him last year, 15 and 10, 1.5 blocks. He's going to have another good year. And the last guy in this tier, BROOK Lopez. He looks to be healthy. The guy can score. Just don't expect a lot of blocks and rebounds out of him.
I only got one guy to be talking about in tier 3 or to highlight, and that's Roy Hibbert. He was really a disappointment last year. I really thought him and MONROE would have similar type numbers, which is more the 15 and 10. Hibbert was really a 13 and 9 guy, and I know it's not too far off, but I think that's kind of his ceiling at this point. I think that's what you're getting if you're going to be drafting Roy Hibbert.
You don't talk about PEKOVIC? I love that guy.
Go ahead.
I wanted to put PEKOVIC higher than this because I love him. I think if he can stay healthy. When he was healthy last year, he was a beast, 20 and 10 guy. I love PEKOVIC.
He is a monster. For those of you who do not know, he is a big monster.
He is fun to watch, too. He is just a bruiser. Tier 4, number 12, we start out with J.J. HICKSON. We've always been a HICKSON fan. He's going to get the minutes out there at Portland. They're going to ask him to do a lot. HICKSON, definitely worth an early mid-round pick. I think he could have a monster year. And I want to talk about the old man Garnett. He's on the depth chart as the starting center for Boston. He had another great year. This guy just won't go away. You know what you're getting out of him, though. He's a little scary. He's not going to give you much trade value because no one's going to want the guy with the knees that are flopping around out there. But Kevin Garnett still a chance to have another solid year, obviously.
All right, tier 5. I'm going to start off with talking about NENE. Obviously, I'm biased because he's a bullet, but I think he could be a 15 and 10 guy. I wanted him a little bit higher. I got overruled. They said I was biased, I guess. And then at number 19, and I got to talk about this guy, though, who Dustin loves, and that's BIYOMBO out there with the Charlotte Bobcats. I mean, blocks, I guess, and some boards. I don't see him scoring too much.
He's not going to score.
Defensive type specialist. Then at number 22, we have Valanciunas. And that's out there with...
Still messed it up.
All right, how do you say it?
Valanciunas.
I watched this guy in the Olympics. I actually, I kind of liked him. He's a little bit more of a bruiser. He's not the, the stereotype that Europeans get with being a little bit soft. I mean, he's going to go in there and he's going to fight. But he's a very, very raw talent. I don't think he comes in the league and sets the world on fire.
Heading down to tier 6, first guy I want to talk about is Chris Kaman. He's with Dallas now, and Dallas hasn't really had a real center in a long time. He could be a nice fit for that team. We'll see how he does. With him, it's always been about health, though. But when he's healthy, Kaman can put up some big numbers. Next, we got Splitter at number 26. Tim Duncan's 1 year older. They're going to have to find a way. I know Tim Duncan's power forward, but with Blair and Splitter and all those guys, they're going to split the minutes up. I think Splitter could get a decent amount this year, and when he gets the minutes, he does okay.
Popovich did say, there's been a lot of reports, and I know Dustin hates when I read the local papers, but Popovich is very high on this guy. He has been very high on this guy. He's a quality, high-motor guy, kind of like a Scola-type player.
He's going to be inconsistent, but upside's there.
All right, in the 7th tier, I'm going to be talking about 2 guys. First one's Brand. We got him ranked at 28. He's got a new home in Dallas. Clearly, he was never worth that money that he was given all those years ago from the Sixers. But at Dallas, he's going to get a fresh start. We're going to see how he really does. Could be okay, like that combo with him and Kaman out on the floor. And then at number 30, I'm just talking about Okafor. I don't think he's going to do great. Might be an 8-8 guy. I just would say Ernie Grunfeld. What are you doing? Why? You had all this cap space. You trade, and you don't even get a draft pick back, and you take Ariza and Okafor?
For rankings. Let's
Come on, Ernie. Come on.
I think he's mad about that trade.
It was terrible.
Tier 8,
draft pick.
Can't believe I forgot to mention Boris Diaw when I was talking about all of the big men out in San Antonio that makes it a mess. But Boris Diaw is out there as well. They're actually saying he might start for them, which I absolutely love. Always been a Boris fan. He played decent for them in the playoffs. Don't expect big things, though. He's just going to be a role player for him. And the last guy is Mozgov for Denver. If you watched our BUSH show, JaVale McGee is on our BUSH show. If he does too many goofy, weird things out on the court, Mozgov might end up starting for them. We'll see what happens. McGee, definitely all the talent in the world, but Mozgov has a big goober in front of him. He might get a chance to play.
He's kind of a big goober himself.
Yeah, but JaVale McGee. Friend of the show.
Yeah,
though,
he's
right?
friend of the show.
Friend of the show. Dustin, Nameco, check out all their tiers and rankings.
By the way, the Hornets, they even said they would have given us a draft pick after the fact. I mean, Ernie, just ask for the 10th pick. What are you doing to me?
And what are you doing? You got rid of JaVale McGee, too. This is my impression of JaVale McGee, by the
He
way.
also drafted McGee.